That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? One of the big struggles for movie fans as we move completely into the digital age is the fact that, unlike in the physical media era, if you had an old movie or TV show, you always had it, provided you didn't damage the disc or lose it or something like that, but it was always there, right? The promise of the digital era was once we move into the digital era, everything will be available at your fingertips anytime.
No compression.
But that has not been the case. As certain things disappear, we found out more and more streamers actually remove things off their service because it actually costs them money to have it sitting there on the server, and it's not making them any money, and things disappear, right? Well, Warner Brothers, it looks like, is trying something out. Whereas according to Gizmodo here, Warner Brothers is mysteriously dumping obscure and wonderful movies on YouTube for free, with movies like Waiting for Guffman, True Stories, The Science of Sleep, and the all-time great Jeremy Irons' Dungeons and Dragons.
I want my dragons.
Not to be confused with the much superior Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves that came out a few years ago. And actually, they got a full list here of the movies. So you got the Sean Connery, The Wind and the Lion, Michael Collins. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I got the full list here too. There's a lot of horrible movies and a lot of great movies.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
It's like there's a trade-off.
Yeah, Jackie Chan's Mr. Nice Guy. It's got like 15, 16 million views.
I love City Heat.
City Heat.
Clint Eastwood.
The Adventures of Pluto Nash. I don't think anybody's going to watch
Ryan
that.
Reynolds' Chaos Theory.
Chaos Theory. That's right. Waiting for Guffman. American Ninja 5.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I don't remember that one at all. I saw all the American Ninja movies. I don't remember that one at all. Mutiny on the Bounty.
Which is one of the great classics
I love
of
it.
all time.
It's the older
Marlon Brando one. Of course, Dungeons and Dragons, Bonfire of the Vandies, and a bunch more. So they got a bunch on there. Now,
Ghoulies.
I thought this was interesting.
Hot to Trot.
Oh,
Hot to
God.
Trot is on there.
Oh, God.
With Bobcat Goldthwait. This is an interesting little experiment Warner Brothers is doing, because they actually just get to, like, we don't want to keep these on our service because, with between royalties and licensing fees and all that kind of stuff. What if we took it off our service and just jumped it onto YouTube? Because I'll tell you what, a lot more people are probably going to watch it on YouTube. I don't know, Pluto Nash. There are going to be people that go, you know what? It's there on YouTube. Click, watch it, generate a little bit of revenue for it. Although YouTube ad revenue isn't a lot, but it's something. And I just wonder, I don't really know what their main motivation is behind this and how the legalities of the licensing and residuals and all that kind of thing would impact if it's like on YouTube and whatever. But if, and I'm speculating here, if something like this could become an option where a media company says, you know what, we don't want to have this movie, TV series on our streaming service anymore. It's costing us more than it's making us. Could it be a viable approach to take those films and drop them on YouTube and say, there they are. They're still available. People can watch them and we'll still actually generate some revenue for it. I kind of hope that happens, because then maybe it would open us up to a day where everything that's been on a streaming service will always be available because YouTube hosts it free. Guys, we want to take a second and thank a sponsor of today's video, Hungryroot. Grocery shopping used to be one of the biggest struggles. Between your busy schedule and wanting to eat healthier, it just feels impossible to stay on top of everything. But all that changes when you discover Hungryroot, the easiest way to eat healthy without the hassles. Hungryroot is like having your own personal grocery shopper. They take care of the weekly shopping for you, recommending healthy, high-quality groceries tailored to your tastes, nutritional preferences, and even health goals. They've got it all: smoothies, snacks for the kids, ready-to-eat meals, and even supplements. For me, Hungryroot is absolutely a game changer, guys. My health goals have become so much easier to stick to. I love how they personalize my cart every week and even get smart about my preferences as I go. It's honestly stress-free and so simple. You're gonna love Hungryroot as much as I do. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/Campea and use the code Campea. That's hungryroot.com/Campea, using the code Campea to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/Campea, code Campea. I don't know, Rob, I think this is a very interesting move by Warner Brothers. What do you think their motivation is behind it? Do you think this will have any kind of an impact? How do you see it?
Well, I mean, I think I bet they chalk it up to marketing in some way, shape, or form. I mean, I look at this list. The Mission with Robert De Niro, Roland Joffe's The Mission, incredible film.
Yeah.
Peter Weir's The Year of Living Dangerously. There's interesting stuff like William Friedkin's comedy Deal of the Century, which is hard to see, and there's coupled with Pluto Nash. but look, it's nice that these films are available and out in the world. On one hand, I'm torn, John, because I'm like, is this, once again, they're devaluing movies? These movies beyond making money now, so they're old enough that they can put it out there? And are they drawing? Is there an HBO Max or a Max ad in front of all these movies, which could very well be the case?
Yeah, that would actually be a good move.
In which that they are drawing, it becomes marketing, so they can afford to pay some kind of licensing. But I wonder, I mean, some of these movies like Brian De Palma's Bonfire of the Vanities,
yeah.
one of the most notorious films. I was actually at Warner Brothers when they made that movie, and Brian De Palma's film, and the to see it is pretty cool. Like, people, I think there's going to be a whole new audience of people that would never watch this movie at all, but when they see something like Crossing Delancey, which is delightful, and Criterion's putting it out on disc, but it's an interesting move. But on the other hand, it makes people think, well, I shouldn't have to pay for movies. Why do I pay for movies? I can watch them for free.
Well, these are older movies.
They are older movies,
nobody's
but
watching anyway.
That's the thing. They're still really good movies.
I think there's something to be said if a film crosses into like some form of historic value.
Yeah.
That it is then available to the public. I would love to see like some of the old silent films become all available to the public, and through the 30s, even some of those B caper movies and stuff like that, because those are going to get lost.
All that stuff. I totally agree. Kino Lorber, there's a black filmmaker named Oscar Michaud that I knew nothing about. Him. He was basically the Tyler Perry of his day. And they just released a whole box set and a documentary of his work. And I watched the documentary, and the guy made 44 movies. I'd never heard of him. He started making movies in the silent era and moved into the sound era, and they're all black audiences. I had never heard of these movies. And I went to film school.
Was his other alias Roger Corman?
No, but it's an incredible thing. And now suddenly I've got this box set, and literally I just got this last week, and I'm completely fascinated and obsessed by this guy's life. And I had never heard of him. And so suddenly, by bringing up all of this stuff, and I went and looked up on YouTube. There was a trailer for this guy's work. I didn't even know it was there. So to see stuff on YouTube and to be able to go research this stuff, it's amazing to see these old films, because rediscovering this material, I mean, that alone is a value, and to know that people are going to go back and see. I don't know about Pluto Nash, but to see Year of Living Dangerously, what a wonderful movie that stars Sigourney Weaver, Mel Gibson, directed by Peter Weir. Linda Hunt had her first big breakthrough role. When was the last time people even thought about that movie?
It's been a while.
Do you think that Warner is hoping people just click? Like, usually when I'm on YouTube, I'll find these new YouTubers and I'll just click. Hopefully, like they'll get some traffic through that. What's their goal? What's their end goal here? Just like,
I mean, that's the question. What is their end goal?
To expose, like, not expose, but to show these classics, and like hopefully people love them, or is it the view counts? It
might just be as an alternative to not just deleting them,
right?
Or just not just removing them from their service.
I see.
Now, by the way, I've seen some people in the live chat asking, does this mean they can put the Batgirl movie out there, or Coyote versus Acme? No, because they already claimed all the losses on those movies in their taxes, and so no, you're still never good. Those movies will still never see the light of day.
And there's a lot of studio movies. Like, there's a great comedy I used to love called Private Benjamin. That stars Goldie Hawn.
Yeah, Goldie Hawn.
Right.
And
didn't they also then turn that into a TV show, like in the 90s or something?
Yeah, it was short-lived, but it's hard to get. It was on HBO for a while, on Max. The transfer was terrible. They hadn't remastered it, and now they're remastering it, and it's going to come out on physical media, but I could see that movie winding up here on YouTube. A lot of people haven't seen that film. Terrific, wonderful comedy that basically has fallen out of pop culture zeitgeist entirely.
Yeah. Now, look, it needs to be mentioned here. We don't know that they're going to do anything more than other with the movies they put out there, and we're only speculating that this is like a test thing for them to see if it turns out. But I think there's a lot of upside if it does work out for everybody. Anyway, guys, question
100%.
is for you. What do you think about this? Are you going to go over to YouTube and check out some of these titles they put on there? Do you think Warner Brothers is actually testing out maybe what could be a broader plan later on? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.